So let's go start recording. Hi, everybody. Good morning. This is Adrian here, and today I wanted to actually test a microphone filter, which is AI based. And all right, I need you guys to tell me if you can hear the sounds of my keyboard. All right, I think you do, but still. I mean, it's not like it bothers me a lot, but I'd probably like to figure out what are the exact frequencies that this sound plays at so I can kind of cut them out, you know. I can probably apply a filter or something. And by the way, in case you haven't noticed, I'm just standing, you know, because this is a standing desk. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. Um, I'm really excited about my new setup. You know, I never really had a standing desk before, and this is so cool. Like I like the range of movement, especially now that my chair, my current chair, which is pretty old now, it has like 5 years, I think, or maybe more, six perhaps. And I'm just waiting for the new one to arrive. And it's it's literally a pain in the ass to sit down on that. And I'm glad that now I can just simply stand, you know, and not worry too much. And well, yeah, here you can see the designs that we did in the last video. And I've been trying to continue with that a little bit more. I came up with this solution for the lower part of the bike, but this is something that I don't really feel that ergonomic, you know? Like it shouldn't have this part right here. But the thing is that that part is actually very much needed, you know, for it's a function, you know. It provides that essential functioning because without that, the bike would probably fall into the abyss of the misty void or would probably, I don't know, like take off or something. It's almost like a Formula One car, right? So it's a Formula One car like this, has the wheels, right? Because they're pretty flat, you know. They're really much like this. These cars are low as hell. And then on the front, they have this kind of wings, right? And when I was a kid, I didn't know what that was for, but then I realized that that's that and the one in the back is what keeps the car um, stuck to the floor, right? Because with that speed, like it's aerodynamics, I think. This is what this is called, right? So, but anyway, that is not necessarily where my inspiration comes from because this is a mixture of a vehicle that can both fly and go through water, right? So, it's it's like going through water is more from a symbolical point of view because this is an ocean of clouds, right? So, I I looked at something that was pretty cool to see, which was like a surfboard. Okay, surfboards tend to have these kind of teeth at the end. Some of them are more like that, or I don't know. But this one that I saw was something like, was it in the back? Yeah. Anyway, it was like a stick, and then it had like two things, right? And the guy standing, I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm not an artist. The guy standing was constantly flexing his knees up and down, constant like exerting this kind of force, you know, and bouncing back to the surface and creating this kind of rhythm, I would say. They catch up this momentum, and it's basically like a wave, like a constant wave created by yourself, you know. And this makes the board kind of move forward, right? And you basically move like a dolphin or something like that. You know, you go like this. So this is one of the main sources of inspiration that I found for this. And now that's not only applied to surfboard, you know. I saw that with boats, with bigger ships, like, yeah, really big ships. And so the ship itself, like the, what do you call that? The shell of the ship, right? Is not really touching the water, but they have this thing. And actually, you know, actually they're not on the back when it comes to this kind of, like, say, this is like a human. This is what the size of a human looks like. So this is present like across the entire ship, I would say. You know, I don't have the pictures right here. I would show you, but yeah. So that is where my source of inspiration comes from. So I would like to see this instead of water. I would like to see it kind of stick to the cloud surface, you know, because these clouds are not regular clouds, and because of the technology that I created here, which works on a specific substance and a specific fuel, if you want to call it that. They need to be in contact with these elements. So yeah, there's some vehicles in this world that can work both on these clouds and also on water. You know, in fact, they are required to do that because, you know, sailors. Um, I have to come up with a name for those sailors because they're like, I might call them void sailors or something like that, because they don't only go through water, you know, through the oceans or the seas or lakes or rivers or whatever. They actually have to go out into the void, like literally into the void, the misty void, the enigmar, you know, as I call it. And yeah, their ships have to adapt. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm not really used to draw and speak at the same time. At least speak something that makes sense, you know. So you have to forgive me for not doing anything in the meantime. But yeah, this is basically what it would be like. And yeah, I'm trying to visualize like different kinds of structures for this, because you see these things are clearly not flat oriented, you know. It's like if we see it from the front, we would have the ship like this, seen from the front. The guy is here. This is his head, shoulders, right? And then, not sure if you can see it. All right. And then we would have the wings, which are these circles, and the portion of the ship that supports the rings, like this, right? And then from the rings, we would have the actual wings. Okay. So I don't know. I'm really excited by this concept that mixes both like bird kind of elements and fish kind of elements, you know? Maybe, but this, I think this would be too much. I mean, I like it because since it's in the skies, you know, like in the clouds, it's more related to birds. But I think it would be a nice touch to kind of bring them together with like a membrane or something, which reminds you of water animals. See, that's a nice touch. I never thought about that. But anyway, what I wanted to say here is that now in the middle of it, we would need this kind of part that features the, what should I call this? The flipper, I guess. I don't know. Which keeps the ship attached. to the surface. Maybe we can get rid of this area. Yeah, something like this. So what would you see would be this. This is where the surface of the clouds is, right? So you don't get to see the part that's submerged into the surface of the clouds. And by the way, it's not like, you know, there's different densities, of course. Water has a clear part of where water begins, you know, like it has a surface that's really tiny. It's so small that you can tell apart right away where water begins and where water ends, right? But a cloud has like a, if I have to think in developer and game developing terms, I would say that clouds have like a bigger hitbox, you know, and it's really blurry. So probably you will get to see clouds that are this high and this low and this high and this low, you know. So it's not like a clear defined line where this thing can interact with the clouds. And I think that, well, unless I decide, because again, I said these clouds are not normal clouds, so maybe unless I decide to make them look like really, really thick and dense, I think I could go with this. But yeah, and then I thought of the back part, which is this piece we have right here. And I'd like to make that kind of able to rotate, you know? So I think it'll be definitely a good idea to separate these two pieces, like this one and this one. So I can allow it to rotate this way, you know? Because that way we get to have this, look. So this is the ship, this is the tail, right? And that's the tail right there. Okay, so then the ring would be like this, right? Now, if we have it rotate sideways, by the way, I'm gonna also draw the little feathers. If we have it rotate sideways, whoa. Give me a second so I can fix this real quick. All right. If we make it rotate sideways, which I'm not sure about the functionality of that, I thought about maybe changing different parts of the ship to adapt to different surfaces. Like for instance, in this case, I don't think so, because this is meant to be purely for racing through the Enigmar, the Misty Void. But maybe in some other cases, like some other ships could have like an adaptive kind of a part like this, which kind of turns sideways. Something like this. And boom, there you have it. So here you go from shark to dolphin, right? Not the best analogy, but it's really a graphical analogy, I think, because they have this fin this way, and dolphins have it like this, or whales as well. So here we would have it in a different way, like that. And I think it would be cool if it can still rotate like up or down, you know, like not only like this, but also like this vertically. So therefore we could have like a crown, you know. That would be so cool, dude. And the same thing, right? Same thing for the other ones, which I have here. If you can, where was it? Oh, yeah, right here. So look at this. This would be the transition, okay? This would be the way that they kind of retract and they overlap the feathers, the panels that we have there, and they just slide through the inner side of the ring because it has like a slot, like a really long line that allows them to travel through it and redistribute themselves across the entire ring. So that's how I can create like different forms and shapes. They can come together, they can spread apart, they can, lots of possibilities. I like the flexibility of this design a lot. And here I was trying to design like the hole where this ring would be stuck into, and how it would allow the rings to move around. But in this case, they just simply, what do you call that? Like they stuck, anyway, they come together, they stack upon each other like that. And then the rings kind of rotate upwards. And then the rings also rotate this way. So this is what I was talking about. It's a similar concept to what I was telling you guys about the tail before. Because, I don't know, here, for instance, I changed it to water, So it goes from clouds. This part kind of retracts. It folds into the ship like this. And then it can actually float on water. Which, according to the explanation that I gave like a few minutes ago, this doesn't make really much sense because that's a part that's used to, that has to work in water. So why am I folding it up? Well, I'll have to come up with like an explanation to that as well. But this is how you discover these things. It's more like a happy accident sometimes. It's like, hey, let me change this. What if I put it like, oh, I see, and then you kind of try to figure stuff out from there on. But yeah, I think that's a cool idea, It's a nice approach to this concept. And the same thing for, again, these ones, Can those be only like this? Or can they also be like this, which reminds me a lot of the Avatar ship? There's like a helicopter that has two spinning things that I don't remember the name right now, but yeah, it could be like this or like this, like in this axis or in this axis or in this axis, which is what's already here, And then I'm also thinking like they could be like wheels, like this axis. Now I'm not sure what that would be. Like that would be, what would that be for? I don't know. But again, endless possibilities. You can put it as you wish. You can also have them upwards, like if it's this part of the motion range of a bird that's flapping its wings, like when they're up, so they will look like this. But I like it because, I like them when they're downwards like this, because it gives me the impression that they're in contact with the surface of the clouds. So it kind of makes sense. Or we could probably make them flap, not too fast because it's weird. But I imagine them kind of moving somehow, that would be cool. Yeah, I like that. So anyway, this was just like an explanatory video for this vehicle again. And yeah, maybe I can make some more episodes like this. Maybe I can make a series for each concept or something like that. Not sure if I should put all of these different concepts together, like for For instance, when it gets to creatures or places or architecture or characters, I'm not sure if I should put them like under the same name, like HEVENURION design, you know, designing the world or something like that. Or maybe I should kind of separate them from another. No, I don't know. I don't know yet, but at least, hey, I'm recording something. So it makes me proud and happy because it's been so long since I posted anything, and it feels good to be back. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate the support. I hope you have a nice day, and until the next episode, please remember to stay creative, take care of yourselves, enjoy your time, and have a good one. Bye bye, guys.